Hello and welcome back to the channel. Here we are back in 2d6 dungeon using Talespire for mapping. 2d6 dungeon is created by Toby Lancaster. His link is in the description. And we're playing here on level 3. Hopefully make some progress today. When we left off, I was at 22 health out of 30. And we're just a little short of making level. We need about 1000 XP for level 4, so a little longer for that. Last session we got the crest quest. I wanted to actually put it in the notes so I don't have to look it back up later if it happens. Here's the excerpt from the book, and I want to put down in the notes. Alright, we'll paraphrase a little bit, but that's what we got. If we fight a heedless, we flash the crest and roll a d6. If it's a 1 or 2, the heedless grabs the crest and escapes the dungeon. Alright, and then on our page, we one other thing I keep forgetting to fix it is our legend status. Keep forgetting to add level 2. We are on level 3. Okay, we got that fixed. We got all that filled in. Let's move on with the dungeon. We have our next room here. We are almost touching the outer wall, but not quite. I would like to travel back to town. I have a whole lot of stuff in the inventory to get rid of. So our next room that actually touches, which any of these could have had I moved them over a little bit, but the next room that actually touches, we will give a try for leaving. Okay, let's enter into this room and see what we got. Going in here, we find a family tomb. The chamber is lined with alcoves, which appear to be urns with family name plaques. And I have the option to search them, but like the last room full of urns, I'm not here to dig in somebody else's ashes, so I'm not going to search them. The room does not have any exits, but we are at another dead end. There is a room not too far back that has an exit on it, so we'll head back over there. Zoom out for travel. Is he not turning? Now we're back over here. We're gonna step through this archway in a moment. All right, this is a nice little archway passage into a short hall with 3 exits. Zoom out here for a second. I'm really able to go any direction. I don't think I'm going to go this way though. Let's head into the middle. We'll just leave this space empty unless they connect, but yeah, we'll make the middle room here. Okay, we're going to pass through this archway into the room, and it is a small room with 2 exits that are covered in curtains. It is a gated tomb. In the center of the room is an iron gate and fence. With the size of this one, I put it in the floor. Within is a smart looking stone tomb. The gate is locked with a lock -1. And to the side of the tomb is a hatch that I can see. I could use my lockpick and pop it open. Let's find out what's in there. We got 4 lockpicks. They're +2, so let's see what kind of lock quality we got. As 8 minus 1, so 7, which isn't much of a problem with my lockpick +2. So here we go. 4, 5, 6, 7 plus precision brings it to 8. We succeed at unlocking that layer. So we will get rid of one of our lockpicks. The precision's +1. But we're able to open that lock. Slide that grate open. Turn and look at what we're looking at. And let's see what we find. Rolling on the secret hatch table. Inside the secret hatch is some cloth, which you unravel to reveal 3 throwing knives +1. Let's add those to our sheet. Knives are not large, but I'm going to put them under the large and heavy spot just so I can keep track of them a little easier. Alright. Put that on our sheet. Alright, I think we'll head over to this curtain door frame and see what this room has in store for us. Alright, what we have is another hallway with 2 exits. I think, oops. That's interesting. I think we'll keep going to the north. Enter into this small room. There is one exit that is blocked by a stone slab. And I don't believe there's any way to open that. Let me see. Stone slabs. From level 3 onward, you may encounter stone slab designed to block doorways rather than serve as doors. Stone slabs have no locks, so they cannot be opened with lockpicks. In fact, they don't open like doors at all. May be precariously balanced. Roll a d6 and add your discipline. On a 6 or more, you are able to tip the slab over and clear the way. These stones can also be destroyed with one hit from a powerful magic scroll that causes 20 damage or more. These include Fireball, Lightning Strike, and Sunder. A potion of phasing also works against a stone slab, but Gloves of Knocking do not. You cannot wait for a patrol to open a stone slab. A d6 plus our discipline of 2. If we get a 6 or more, we can push the slab over. 5 plus 2 is 7. So the stone slab slides out of the way. Oops. To reveal a short hallway. Continues to an arch at the end. And what we find passing through this archway is another hallway, corridor with 3 exits. So let's continue cutting across the dungeon, going this way. I'll leave that hole. All of these must connect to something. Either that or they're all little dead ends. But either way, that's fine. We'll keep going this way. Alright, passing through this archway, we enter into a coffin room. This musty space is filled with wooden coffins. Some are smashed. All is silent. Now, unlike urns, I'm kind of willing to poke into some coffins to see if there's anything in there. more interested in seeing what is in a coffin than in an urn. If we search them, we roll a d6. On a 1 or a 2, we get a zombie. On a 3 or 4, we find nothing. And a 5 or 6, we get to check for loot. We got a zombie. So the zombie appears, rising up out of the coffin as we open it. We turn to face him and prepare for some combat. A zombie turns in your direction, the flesh loose on its face, a blank terror suspended in the white globes that are its eyes. It moans and lopes towards you. It has a interrupt of lifeless corpse on a secondary 1, 2, or 6. It takes -1 damage, which is not any of our maneuvers. And it attacks with a clawed hand on a 4, 3. Going for round 1, our turn here. We have an attack roll with a 1 and a 4. Not much shifting going on there. Zombie's turn on round 1 with a 5 and a 4 and 1 shift. He's not able to do anything. You would need 2. Moving on to round 2 with our turn. Swinging, we have a prime attack roll here, which means we get to pick which maneuver we want to do, and we add our shift to the damage. So we're going to pick heavy slash. We're going to add, it'll be a d6 plus 4 in total. Nice. 10 points of damage. And we'll take them right down to only 2 health. The zombie is going to attack us back on round 2 here. We get a 5 and a 2, and only 1 shift. Again, cannot change that into a hit. Coming back to our turn at the top of round 3, and we strike at the zombie. A 2 and a 5, and 2 shifts. That's not enough for a hit. The zombie's turn to attack us on round 3 here. A 2 and a 5. Keep them in the right order. 2 and a 5 is not shiftable for him. Starting round 4, back to our turn. We have an additional shift. Let's see if that helps us out. 3 and a 3, and we can turn that 3 into a 4 to make a swing. And our damage for the swing is 4 points of damage. That brings him down to dead. We'll get our experience points. 966 plus 38 brings us to 1004, which brings us up to level 4. We'll go ahead and do that. Level up, and then we'll search the body. At level 4, we are considered skillful as a title. We still have 2 maneuvers, but we're capable of having level 2 maneuvers. 2 shifts, 2 discipline, and 2 precision. Let's put this here. Let's take a look at some maneuvers. Alright, with the longsword. Move this over so you can see it. Because I'm not ready to put the zombie away yet. We're capable of taking level 2 maneuvers. We can swap out 1 maneuver. So let's see what kind of level 2 maneuvers we got and see if there's something we like better. There isn't a 4 and a 3. There is a nice sideways slash with a 4 and a 4. I think we might switch out our swing for something like that. It's in the middle. We should be able to hit that a bit often. Ooh, lunging thrust is also good. I think we'll take the lunging thrust. That'll work. Alright, 5-3 and a 4-3 shouldn't be that much of a difference in between hitting, and it's going to do a lot more damage, so that'll be good. Alright, let's put that back over here and do a body search on the zombie. What we find is a golden chain around the corpse's neck. It is worth 3d6 plus 10 gold pieces. 19 gold pieces. Let's put the zombie away and write that on our sheet. Wait, running out of space. We need to get back to town. Bring this down here. It's there. That leaves us with 3 directions, 3 archways to choose from. Let's continue crossing the dungeon here. Okay, we're gonna step through this archway here and into another short hallway, corridor. Because my dice love me. So we'll move ahead to the next archway and see what we got there. Alright, we're going to enter into this room, passing through the archway. What we have, water dripping from the ceiling. I used ice because I couldn't find water drips, but this works. Water is dripping from the ceiling, making the floor wet. Mushrooms have been growing here. Doesn't say it's wet enough to make me soaked. I guess dripping, I should be able to avoid the water enough, like, to avoid being soaked. If I get soaked, I have to find some place to dry. Now, mushrooms are a food source. We're able to use those for food. We're also able to get poisoned by those. So, kind of thinking I'm going to take the chance. See if we can get a mushroom. So, we're going to pick a mushroom. We're going to roll a d6 and hope for a 5 or a 6. Nope. On a 1 through 4, we breathe in poisonous spores when we pick the mushroom, taking 3 points of damage, bringing us down to 19. Don't think I'm going to pick any more. I think that's fine. The room does have 2 other exits, and continuing our progress, so let's keep moving across. We are across the other side of the dungeon now, at least. So let's see what we got over here. Alright, we're gonna pass through this archway, find a small shrine. Set into the wall here is an ornate shrine to a god, and already determined that it is Radicina. There's space for making an offering, and if you do apply one correctly, you get 1 favor point. So let's see what we got. I mean, I did pick a mushroom. I didn't write it on my sheet. I picked a mushroom and I got poisoned when I did. It's right in the previous room. I could run back and pick it up. It's already been picked. It's already been stopped its spores. Let's see what else we got. We do have the tree marked acorns. I believe those are, because they're tree marked, they're kind of a religious object, which she would probably like. She does like acorns. So let's leave those. Make the offering of the marked acorns here and gain an extra favor point. So it should give us 2 favor points instead of 1. I like the sound of that. We'll just take all of them right off. And that will bring us up to 5 favor points with Radicina. So the way favor points work, if I call on her favor, I roll a d6 and I have to roll below the number of favor points I have. The lower the number, the better. So having 5 favor points with Radicina means I have a higher chance of actually getting her favor. Now, I don't think you lose favor points by calling on favor. Let's put the god away. We have our offering all done. We have an exit both north and south. So let's go. Let's go south. Let's see what we get this way. Alright, we're going to step through this archway into this room, and what we find is an ancient effigy. Long time ago, in this plain room, someone erected a grisly effigy to the god Meduva. We can make an offering to them here and gain 1 favor point. So let's see what they would like and see if we can do it. Bone, ash, leather, teeth, fangs, which we got some teeth from the bear, right? I remember saying we were going to get some teeth from the bear because we could get it without getting bloodied. We do have an emerald as well. Low quality emerald. I think that's what we're going to give them. So the offering, we give them an emerald and gain some favor points. An emerald gives us a +2 and we get 1 for here, so brings us an additional 3, brings our Meduva favor up to 4, and we gotta take our emerald off. Alright, offering to Meduva has been given, and we have another archway exit. Oh, oops, there was something else there. Roll on L2TR. Oh crap. L2TR is a trap table. Alright. As we're making the offering and getting our favor, a large stone falls from above. And I do not have a heavy mace, so I lose a D3 health. 1 point of health. Alright, boulder fall on our head. We take a point of damage. And we will continue around. Get out of here, take our favor, and run. Alright, we're gonna pass through this archway and enter into a jade hall. There are 4 creamy green jade pillars that seem to support this dark and dusty space. As soon as you step in, a zombie looms from the shadows and attacks. Let's move ahead here. Get into the room, and the zombie looms forward. Dice out of the way. Let's move this over here. For combat, and we'll get our zombie back out again. Character sheets ready. Alright, it's our turn for combat round 1, and we are going to swing at the zombie. And we just fought one. I'm not going to read through all of its stuff. We're starting off with a 6 and 1. Only 2 shifts, so we can't turn that 1 into a 4. Over to the zombies. Oh, I leveled up. I didn't give myself more hit points. Wait, health is 40 now. And we healed 10 points when we leveled up. That would have brought us up to 28 out of 40. Anyway, over to the zombies' turn for round 1. And they swing with a 4 and a 1. Only 1 shift. That's not a hit. Round 2, and it's our turn, swinging at the zombie. We have a 3 and a 4. With 2 shifts, 3 and a 4 is not going to work. We need 1 more shift. Over to the zombie's turn for round 2. And a 1 and a 3 is Likewise, not going to hit us. And round 3 with our turn. We got a swing of Arena 4. Again. So again, we miss. Zombie's turn for combat round 3. 4 and a 5. 4 and a 5 with 1 shift is not enough. If they had 2 shifts next round, they could have turned that into a clawed hand. Just like all of our misses next round, we could have actually made it into a hit. Top of round 4 with an additional shift. Our turn, we're going to swing and we get a 6 and a 1. 3 shifts, we can turn that 1 into a 4, making for a heavy slash. And that is 5 points of damage plus 2 for a total of 7. Bringing it down to 5 health. Zombie's turn for round 4. We have a 2 and a 6. That, even with 3 shifts, is not enough to do anything. I'm good with the zombie not hitting us. Top of round 5, our turn. 2 additional shifts. Swinging at the zombie. A 1 and a 6. 4 shifts. No, not good enough for a hit. Go over to the zombie's turn. Round 5. With a 2 and a 5. They have 3 shifts. And they would need 4 shifts. Top of round 6, back to our turn. Let's get going here. We get a 5 and a 2, and that is capable of being shifted just one time into a lunging thrust. With that lunging thrust, we have maximum damage, a total of 11 points. And the zombie was down to 5, so that brings them very dead. And down he goes. We get some experience from the zombie, bringing us to 1,042, and we get to do a body search. We have a snapped off sword blade in the creature's ribcage, which we already have one, but we may as well make it a pair. Right. Get the zombie out of the way. Alright, let's take a look here. Around the room we have, looks to be at some point in a distant past, a section of room had been used to store crates. And looking through them, you find some good quality stone held in place with some leather straps and short wooden rods, which we have all of that from before picking things up. So let's double all of that stuff. So I think we're gonna stop here in the Jade Room with the zombie for this session. We will continue next time. We will probably head to the north over here. Kind of makes the most sense, either there or one of these, but I think this one will be fine. We'll just go straight north. And we'll probably end up leaving this whole middle section empty. Should be able to find stairs down somewhere up in this area. If we come up here, we come across, stairs down should be around here. Can't zoom out farther. Been a odd dungeon. So, thanks for staying till the end. See you next time. Have a good day.